Gypsy chick.
Hey there, it's Gypsy. Well, I've had a couple of people ask to know how many tarot decks I have, and I have had, I know at least 2 people asked me to do a video on my decks. I'm going to go in chronological order from the first deck that I bought to the latest one that I just got, which, if I haven't already, I'm going to be loading up a review video on it because it did kind of an out-of-the-box thing. So, let's get started because it's going to take a little while. Well, first of all, let me just give you an overview. Here's all of my decks laid out on my bed. That is too many, right? I've only been actively collecting decks since October or November. So yeah, I have a problem. I've cut myself off now. I'm not allowed. I have pre-ordered some decks, and I'll talk about those later, but I am not going to buy any more tarot decks. Okay, so I've made a list. I have tarot, and I'm going to do an oracle video also. The first one I got was the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. And I actually got this as part of the Easy Tarot handbook, the Easy Tarot kit, and it has kind of a study guide thing. Anyway, this is the deck. I don't keep all of my decks in their boxes. I don't have enough bags right now to put all my decks in, so some of them are. And just a quick overview, here's what the back of the deck looks like. And here's a couple of examples of the artwork. I'm not going to show you. I guess it helps if they're in the right order. I mean, in the right side up, huh? I'm not going to go through and do like deck reviews on all of these, but it just gives you an idea of kind of what it looks like. So that's the Gilded Tarot. I like this deck. It's very basic. It's very weighty, very Arthur weighty. But I like it. It's a great deck to learn with because the pictures are very straightforward. So that's good. The second one I bought was the Alchemy of 1977 England Tarot. I had to have it because I was born in 1977, and it was too awesome. This deck, it is a Marseille style deck, so it does not have pictures on all of the cards, only the major arcana and the court cards. The pip cards are just the symbols. I don't really use it much because of the fact that it doesn't have those, and it's just a really dark deck. And I like dark artwork, but this is a little bit, but here's an example. You know, the pip cards, they just have the things on them. But this is one card that it's like my favorite card in the deck, I think, is the Ace of Cups. So, anyway, that's the, and this is the back of the cards. I don't know if I showed you that already. So, that's the Alchemy 1977 England Tarot. And like I said, I don't really use this one much. I don't think I've really ever done a reading with this one. I just kind of bought it for a collector item, I guess, to add to my collection. The next one I bought was the Steampunk Tarot by Barbara Moore. And that one, of course, I'm sure you've seen. I actually do have the bag for that one. It's got the High Priestess on the front. I love that bag. I love that card. So here is that. 7 of Cups. Very pretty artwork. I don't have the book for it here. I know the guy's name is Ali, A-L-Y, but I can't remember his last name. Ali Hall, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember. The Hermit. You know, this one also, it does have a lot of the Arthur Waite type symbolism, but it does stray. You know, it's definitely its own deck. She does get original in there. But anyway, this is the Steampunk Tarot. The Steampunk Tarot by Barbara Moore. There is a new Steampunk Tarot deck out now, and I'll get to that in a minute. The next one I got was one of my personal very favorite decks. It's the Paulina Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. This one's not in the box. I keep this one in my very special tarot bag with my crystals, so that's my beloved deck. But this is the box. That was that. And then in the same order, in the same shipment, I also bought the Shadowscapes Tarot. And so this one's here. This is also by Barbara Moore and Stephanie Puimun-Law. So there's that one. And during that same time, I'd already bought the Deviant Moon Tarot for my daughter, but I bought another one because and I did a video on it, and it got featured on the Deviant Moon website. Yes, it did. But here is that box from the Deviant Moon Tarot. And this artwork, if you've never seen it, is off the chain. Wicked cool. It's the back of the card. And then this is kind of an idea of what the cards look like. You know, they're definitely very cool deck. I love this deck. This is another one of my favorites. And I don't know if I'm showing you guys this right. This is on my camera, so I can't see myself. So if I'm not showing them to you very well, sorry. The next one I got was the Hobbit Tarot. I also have a review on this one posted. This one was an anticlimactic build-up. I was so excited to get it in the mail, and honestly, I'm not that crazy about the artwork, and I'm not that crazy about the way some of the cards are represented. To be honest, I haven't really worked with the deck a whole lot. I think I've read for a couple of people with it, and I did come up with a Hobbit spread just for this deck. I'm trying to put energy to it, and I'm going to come back around to it. It's just, this one's I'm going to have to really push myself to get into that one. I think this may end up being kind of like my alchemy deck. I think this is kind of more of a collector item than anything else. Next is the Archeon Tarot. I actually really kind of do like this tarot deck. This one's pretty cool. Owl Moon 513 has a great review of this. I'll put a link to her channel down below. I'm just going to link to her channel, not the actual video, because she's got a lot of tarot reviews on a lot of these decks that I've put out here. I know she's done one on the Paulina Tarot. I'm pretty sure she's done one on Shadowscapes. I've done one on Shadowscapes too. But go check out her channel, because she reviews a lot of decks also. And some of ours overlap. There's the Archeon Tarot. And I can show you. Those are also... It's kind of a darker deck, but it's not that dark. It's not like the alchemy deck. Beautiful backing. They're real shiny. This is the Five of Pentacles. Whoa, just throw it at me. The Herald of Swords. Oh, there is nudity in some of these also. Queen of Cups. So, you know, beautiful. They're really beautiful cards. I mean, it does have a few in here and there that are really dark. Like the Ten of Wands is like a bunch of skulls on the ends of sticks. It's like, wow, it's really dark. But I like the deck. I think it's a good deck anyway. Okay, that's the Archeon Tarot. And then this one I haven't used yet at all. I bought it and I noticed that it has a little bit different structure, and I wasn't really up for that yet. So I'm going to get to this deck. I am interested in this deck. I actually grew up on a street called Wildwood Lane, and so I had to get the Wildwood Tarot just for nostalgia. And again, you know, I wanted to add it to my collection. It comes with a 160-page guidebook, so I know that I'll get through it. I'll get it. This is done by Mark Ryan and John Matthews, and the illustrations are done by Will Worthington. So, you know, it's a really cool deck. It's beautiful. It's cool looking artwork. I just have not had the time to sit down and read the guidebook and kind of get into it. But here's an example of some of the cards. See, like there's bows. There's King of Bows. Queen of Bows. Let's see. And then there's, what's the other one? Stones. There's a Stones is one of the suit. The Knight of Stones. Oh, and here's the back. It is very earthy. It's like a druidish type thing is what they've got going on here, I guess you could say. Here's the Fool. Instead he's called the Wanderer. You know, they give the major arcana different names. The Shaman instead of the Magician. The Seer instead of the High Priestess. You know, so it gives you kind of an idea. They're really cool. I mean, I love them. Instead of the Empress, they've got the Green Woman. And then, of course, instead of the Emperor, there's the Green Man. I mean, they're beautiful cards. They're different. So I've got to learn, you know, and get used to the suits and what the suits represent. It's going to take a little bit of reading, but I think I'm up for it. I want to do it. I'm interested. So that is to come. And then I also, this is another Cyril Marchetti deck. This is Legacy of the Divine Tarot. Yes, Legacy of the Divine. So that is gorgeous. And then it has the guidebook that comes with it called Gateway to the Divine Tarot. There's the guidebook. I mean, this is like a serious freaking book, man. So, needless to say, I have not gotten there yet. Next we have Tarot of the Magical Forest. This is the deck that Roo likes to use when she's doing her little divination, even though she doesn't really understand all the cards yet. She loves this deck. This is her little deck. this is pretty much what the cards look like. I just did a review on this the other day, so if you're interested in this deck, go check that out. I actually did it with Roo. My Visconti Tarot, of course. Everybody's heard about. Let's see, I did the old school tarot haul video. I talk about this, and the next two decks I'm going to show you came from that video, so I've already kind of shown this off a little bit. But this is the 1450, like, this is basically like the original tarot, people. This is where it all began, right here. This is the good stuff. And next we have the Marseille Tarot, or Tarot of the Marseille, whatever. This is also very old, from 1751. This is published by Lo Scarabeo, as is the Visconti. And so is the Minchiotti over here. I'll get to those. I have not done a review on this yet, but I will. That is coming. So is this one, Minchiotti. This is also from the 18th century. And you can see here, this has got a cool little box, and I talked about it briefly in my tarot haul video. And again, I'm going to go over it more later on, once I get to work with it some more. And then finally, last but not least, this is the tarot deck that I got just today, and I had already pre-ordered this, so it didn't count for the cutoff. I actually have been waiting for a couple months for this. So as soon as it was available on Amazon, I put in my order, and I got it today. So I have the Steampunk Tarot, Wisdom from the Gods of the Machine, and this is done by John and Caitlin Matthews. I think it's Caitlin because she has like a little accent over the I, I'm not sure. With illustrations by Will Kingen. So this is my newest one. This is similar to the Wildwood Tarot in that it has different suits. And I don't think it calls the major arcana. Yeah, it does. It calls the major arcana they're called different things in some of the cards. So yeah, like spirit gauge. I don't know what that is exactly yet. But and the cards come in out of order, which I thought was pretty interesting. You know, normally cards come in order, and this one they didn't. Instead of lovers, we have the explorers. You know, this one is very machine. The Barbara Moore deck that I talked about earlier, the first Steampunk Tarot, this one is very artistic as far as, like, they all look like paintings, the drawings do. With this one, it's almost like modified photography, and it's much more industrial, I guess you could say. Barbara Moore's is more kind of leaning towards the Victorian side with some of the steampunk aspects thrown in. This one is extremely steampunk. This one is very mechanized, extremely mechanized. So I appreciate both of the styles. I think they're both just absolutely gorgeous, but they definitely are, they're very different. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm glad I don't have two decks that are almost alike, you know, exactly alike. So that's it, folks. That is all of my tarot decks. I believe that adds up to 15 decks. I have 15 tarot decks, and I am waiting to get 3 more that should be coming in the next few months. In May, I expect to be getting the Illuminati Tarot. I'm very excited about that. I got a sneak peek at some of the pictures, and they're just gorgeous. If you have time, go Google Illuminati Tarot under images. Then it'll give you an idea of just... And the pictures go all the way to the edges. There's no borders. They're just fabulous. So I'm really excited about that. And then in June, I'm getting the Inner Realms Tarot, and that just looked really pretty also. I'm not really sure what the scoop is on that one, but it looked really pretty. Come on, I'm thirsty. Gotta keep fueled. And then the other one I'm waiting on it. They have not announced the release date yet, but it is the Alice Tarot. And I'm having that one shipped to me from the Czech Republic. I am officially a card hoarder, people. That's hoarder. Don't forget to put the der on the end. Alright, guys, I'm done. That's all my decks as far as the tarot goes. I'm going to do another video on my oracle decks because it's just too much to put in one. Y'all have a great evening. Blessed be.